Welcome to Jedi Dropouts. I'm Ryan Taylor.
And I'm James Moss.
And we are fucking back, finally.
Yes.
It's been 2 weeks since we released an episode, but it's been quite a while longer since we actually recorded. That would have been the Defenders review was the last time we recorded, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But Ryan and I were both out of town taking a little bit of vacation time at the end of the summer.
Yeah, between day jobs and vacations, it got a little hectic there near the end of August.
It did, yeah. I took a week off work to move Emily back across the island to St. John's for her last year of post-secondary, which allotted me the opportunity to go to a better theater and check out some movies that I wasn't sure whether or not we were going to get here in Corner Brook. And, of course, both movies are what are currently playing in Corner Brook.
So you get to see them again.
I do, and I plan on going to see one of them again tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think we're going to spend most of the episode sort of reviewing that. I haven't seen it. That is it. It is the movie we'll be talking about today, of course.
Yep. And you may be asking yourself, will there be spoilers? Maybe there will, maybe there won't. I don't want to spoil if there's any spoilers.
I don't want too many. This one I've got my guard up a little bit about. I don't want...
Ryan's asked me to keep it light on spoilers, so I'll do my best at that.
It's weird that I don't give a shit about superhero movie spoilers, but I don't want spoilers for a movie based on a book I just finished reading. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, let's just quickly mention...
do some news?
Not news per se, but we're back. We're going to be releasing these weekly again. Probably Skype episodes for a while, just because gas prices just went up, and it's expensive to get together a lot. But we're going to do what we can.
Yeah. Gas went up 14 cents a liter last week, and
Yep.
Ryan and I are 250 kilometers apart.
Yeah.
So, getting together to record these things as opposed to Skype can be quite costly unless one of us has an appointment or something like that we have to make the drive for anyway.
Yeah. Not to mention, we both work day jobs, and we do this for free as is.
Yeah.
Less than free.
You guys are just indulging us in our hobby.
Yeah. But we will be filling out the time. We'll be, I find with these Skype episodes we can go a little longer than we get to when we batch them in person.
Yeah, well, when we get together in person, we're trying to bang out multiple episodes as quick as possible so we can get, 2 and 3 episodes recorded in the time that we're sat in the same room.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas over Skype, we can just take our time. I'm sat here wearing sweats, eating chili in my little home office. We can just take our time and, give this episode the attention it deserves.
Yep. And starting this Wednesday, I'm going to hold myself to it by announcing it. I'm going to start a new little spin-off series, which is very self-indulgent. It's called Tridents and Tracers, and it's just me reviewing brand new comic issues that release every Wednesday, the day they're released. As well as I'm going to get back on the noob reviews. It's been like a fucking month since I did one of those because August was just too fucking busy.
Excuse me. And I meant to start a spin-off, but I ran into some technical difficulties, so I'm back to the drawing board with that. But there are a few video games coming out within the next month or so that I have pre-ordered and I will be playing. I don't have anything set up to do any gameplay recordings probably be doing is just reviewing the games as I play them.
That's a great idea. Out of curiosity, because you actually haven't shared with me, what games? I know the new Metroid for 3DS is one.
Yes, that actually comes out next week.
Nice.
Which I'm excited for, and depending on how my work schedule goes, I might blast through that one pretty quick, because when I get really into a Metroid game, like Super Metroid or something, I will just log hours and hours and hours into it very quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
And the other one, which comes out in a little over a month, and it's about fucking time because this game was delayed and delayed and delayed. South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
You have that pre-ordered?
I've had it pre-ordered since they first announced it.
Fuck. I want that,
I've had that game pre-ordered for almost 2 years now, and I am finally going to get it.
I might have to wait till Christmas on it, but I want it.
I have it pre-ordered. I cannot wait to play it. It's going to be so good.
I'm guessing you played Stick of Truth, right?
I've played through the Stick of Truth at least 4 times, once with each class. Actually, 5. So I played once with each class, and then Emily was out for a week to visit, and we ran through it together with, me doing most of the gameplay, but her, suggesting, go here, go there, and telling me, what class I should be and which armor to use.
Nice.
So I've played through the Stick of Truth at least 5 times.
A little bit of a tangent here, and I don't work at this job anymore, so I can admit this. I played the entirety of Stick of Truth at work when I played it, and I really, really enjoyed the setup I had for that specifically. At the time, I was working parking lot...
Mall cop?
Yeah, mall cop. Parking lot security shifts, and I managed to get through the entire game on those parking lot shifts. I brought the laptop. I had it downloaded on PC. I had my Xbox One controller hooked up to the laptop. I had the laptop hooked up to the car stereo, and I had the seat recline, so I got to play the entire thing at work getting paid with surround sound.
That is so sweet.
It was pretty fucking cool, I gotta say. I love that game. I did.
Speaking of time off for things, I'm also going to be... I've already made sure I have the time off to go to St. John's for about 4 or 5 days.
Yep.
When Thor Ragnarok comes out.
Oh. Man, everybody's going to be in St. John's then. Charlotte and my mom and her mom are all taking a trip around the... I think this is the same weekend.
Are you going to St. John's?
No, because they're going... we're getting married next summer. Charlotte's going wedding dress shopping that weekend, so I was staying home.
Just so you don't spoil the surprise of the dress?
I don't know. We're not very traditional. I think it's more so a cost thing. It's an extra person to feed, and I'm not cheap to feed, so.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I ate probably more tacos in a week in St. John's than most people should eat in a month.
Oh man, when we were in Halifax last week, we ate at a Mexican place with an open rooftop dining area.
Ooh.
Oh man, we had like a 3-course Mexican meal with dessert and drinks, and it was one of the best meals I've ever had. So fucking good.
That's awesome. But yeah, I have time off to go to St. John's specifically for Thor Ragnarok.
That's fair.
I mean, it's also a bonus that my girlfriend lives there.
Well, yeah.
And, so I have a free place to stay. I get to spend some time with her. She's already said she's going to come to the movie with me.
Nice.
But that, when she and I were sat down looking at what dates I should take vacation to come visit her, this was a key point in why we chose this date.
Yep, good call.
Because I want to see this movie so bad. So she was like, hey, well, if you want to go see Thor, use your vacation, come see it in a good theater with me.
Yep.
And I was sold.
I don't have any plans in terms of making trips in anywhere to see any movies. But if I am going to see one movie this year, I'm going to be coming in Corner Brook and crashing at your place to go see The Last Jedi.
I've got a spare room.
I know, man. That, like, if I have to pick one movie for that, I feel like that's the one. I mean, we named the fucking podcast after Star Wars, so...
It's true. And I did just get a Star Wars tattoo.
You did. I saw that. It looked good. Who did that after?
I believe his name is Don Callahan.
Okay.
He's one of the two owners of Hooligans Custom Tattoos in St. John's.
Okay, yeah, I've heard good things.
I was just walking by. Emily was like, hey, let's go get tattoos. We walked in, asked if they had time for walk-ins. He said, come back at 3 and I'll fit you guys in. We came back. We browsed through the book of Flash he had there. She got a cute little coffee cup on the side of her leg, and he had a page that was just Star Wars related Flash.
Nice.
Oh, I was stumbling over my words there for a second.
Let's just call it leg.
So he had the Boba Fett, which I ended up getting.
Yep.
He asked me if I wanted to do it in the Boba Fett or Jango Fett colors. I said Boba Fett for sure.
Yeah.
There was a Stormtrooper. There was an AT-AT. There was the Rebel Alliance symbol. There was a little Death Star.
I wouldn't have went with a Stormtrooper tattoo because he could have missed your arm entirely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. First, I gotta say you've been getting a lot of geeky tattoos lately, and they're looking fucking awesome. Like, they're...
Yeah, I've gotten 4 geeky tattoos since Canada's Day.
Yeah. And it's like you see geeky tattoos a lot, but it seems like you're going to quality artists about them. If you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
And they look fucking great.
Emily has started referring to my left arm as my pop culture arm.
Ah, yeah.
Because the only 2 pieces on there that aren't pop culture are my swallow and my Zen circle. Other than that, I have the Science Juice, Mega Man, Boba Fett, Abe Simpson, and Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Good stuff.
Love it.
Okay, let's get to the meat of it. It premiered this weekend. You got to see it. I'm dying to see this movie. I
was one of the people who saw it Thursday night that helped it shatter Deadpool's Thursday night R-rated record.
Yes, and that's what I want to talk about. The amount of money this movie is making. It's unreal.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention, like, it's getting great reviews. It's got an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
But, okay, let me just see here. It made $123 million in its opening weekend.
Yeah.
For comparison here, it is the highest opening weekend in September all time. The second highest R-rated opening of all time, right behind Deadpool.
Yes. Because while it made more on Thursday night, Deadpool made more over the whole weekend.
Yes. And it is the 3rd highest opening weekend this year, behind Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Beauty and the Beast.
Wow.
It made more than Spider-Man Homecoming, more than Wonder Woman. But what's amazing about that is it's a horror movie, and horror movies just don't make that kind of money in their opening weekends.
No.
I wrote down some comparables here just to clarify. Oh, by the way, it is the highest opening weekend for a horror movie ever.
Jeez.
Again, $123 million. Here are some recent horror movie openings. Here are the combined opening weekends of the first the two Annabelle films. $72 million combined.
Wow.
The Conjuring 1 and 2 combined for $82 million.
Jesus.
The entire Insidious trilogy combined for $76 million. And the previous highest opening weekend for a horror movie was Paranormal Activity 3, $52 million.
$52 million.
Yeah, and it made 123. Like, it's beyond. I mean, it made more in its opening weekend than Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Doctor Strange, Captain America Winter Soldier is making Marvel money.
Yeah.
It's fucked. It's absolutely fucked. And I couldn't be happier.
It was so good.
Talk about it. Tell me.
Well, okay. So far, I've seen 3 of the 5 things I said I was looking most forward to this year.
Yes.
I've seen It, I've seen The Hitman's Bodyguard, and I've seen The Defenders. And out of those 3, It was by far my favorite.
Awesome.
It was so good.
Here's a question. How scary is it? Because I know you have a very, very high standard for movies being scary.
I've seen a few people on Facebook say, like, they had trouble sleeping, they were a bit unsettled, stuff like that. What a lot of horror movies these days have been doing is just, they have those stupid jump scares.
Yeah.
Like in one of the Paranormal Activity movies, one of the jump scares was just like, Mrs. was crossing the street in the middle of the day and almost gets hit by a car because she's too stupid to look both ways. She's just like blinders on, looking straight ahead as she's crossing the street and almost gets hit by a Prius.
Yep.
And that's one of the jump scares. It didn't really have a lot of those. Like, obviously there were some.
Of course.
But a lot of the stuff in this movie wasn't like, just like, it gets really quiet and then there's a loud noise and you jump. No, not that. It's like, you can see something is coming and you know something is about to happen and you're just unsettled by what you're watching. Awesome. Like, there's not a lot of just boo shit. It's more like, here I come.
That's fucking awesome. Like,
yeah, I was so happy with that.
I mean, we're both big horror fans, but let's admit it, you only really get, if you're lucky, one good horror movie a year.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, we already got Get Out this year, so this could be a great year for horror.
Yeah. Wait, was Get Out this year or late last year?
That was this year.
I have such a poor concept of time.
Yeah, I know. I understand. It was very, very early. It was like March or February or something, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there.
See, where it's still only September, and I was watching Get Out on a night shift at work late August. For some reason in my head, I was thinking that it came out late last year.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
That's just how my mind went on that one.
Now, on the other side of it, how fun is the movie? Because I mean, it's about a bunch of kids. I mean, it's supposed to really emphasize their circle of friends and the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, does it bring you? Does it really encapsulate being a kid? If you know what I mean.
There's definitely the comedic relief.
Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
Of course.
Yeah, he was definitely the biggest comic relief in the movie.
Of course.
And I thought he did a fantastic job of it.
I was looking forward to his performance, yeah.
I mean, there were a few people who laughed a little too hard and heavy in the theater, and I was just like, okay, like, I'm trying to hear the dialogue. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, I chuckled, I laughed, but I wasn't, like, there was this one guy in the theater who every time something even remotely funny was said, he would loudly exclaim, "Ha!" It's just like, once more and I'm going to elbow you in the bladder.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of funny parts. There was a few parts in the movie that were really light, and like, it just had them hanging out together, being kids, enjoying their summer, and there was, like, it kind of settled you back down. Like, there was no fear.
Yeah.
In the kids in those moments. And it settled them back down, and everything was cool, and there were no problems for those, like, 5-minute periods.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this one takes place in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay, because the book originally is, the flashbacks to them as kids were from the 50s, and the present day was the 80s.
Yes.
So they modernized it, technically, which is, I mean, it's great time for it with the amount of 80s nostalgia in media these days. I imagine it works well.
I think Finn Wolfhard just lives in the 80s, and they're just traveling back to visit him in a time machine and film movies.
I mean, maybe.
But I mean, what is it? Pennywise attacks every 27 years, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, late 80s doesn't quite bring us up to today.
No, it doesn't.
No. Because, I mean, I was born in 87, and I'm 30 this year.
Yeah. I am 27, so 1990
Exactly.
would have been the year, right?
Exactly. But, yeah, so when they do the second part of this movie and go to when the kids are grown up, it will be set in more modern day.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I got a couple of questions, not spoilers per se, but just little things from the book that I was curious if they went into. Now, there's a lot of Pennywise in the trailers, all the teasers and such, but in the book, it takes so many forms. Pennywise is pretty minor, really. Do they use the other forms in this movie? Like
there are other forms, yeah.
Yeah, because in the book there was a leper, I believe a werewolf, Paul Bunyan statue.
Not all of them.
Okay. Other forms at all? That's cool. Doesn't need to.
There are. I might be lowballing this, but there are at least 2 that are coming to mind right now.
Okay. Cool. I'm not.
I mean, after I go see the movie again tomorrow, I might, think of more might come to mind as we progress through this episode, but at least 2 that are coming to mind right now.
Awesome. I'm not one of those people that is like, it needs to be page for page to the book. like, so long as you're getting the overall tone of the thing right, and you're not fucking with the story too much.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I don't mind if you just take the general idea of a book and create your own thing, so long as it's good.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Well, there's aspects of the book that I'm glad they left out.
Well, yeah, one particular scene I'm assuming they didn't touch.
You mean the orgy?
Yeah, the sewer orgy, to be exact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The adolescent sewer orgy.
Adolescent sewer orgy, I believe, a couple feet away from a dead body.
Yeah. So I will. Spoiler warning: there is no underage sewer sex in this movie.
If you were looking to get hot and bothered watching this, you're gonna be let down. But
yeah.
If that's what gets you off, I think you deserve to be let down anyway.
Yeah. If that's what floats your boat, then just go sink somewhere.
Yeah, I honestly, even reading the book, I don't quite understand why that scene was there. I don't think it was necessary, but I didn't write it.
No. Like, honestly, like, even the kids in this movie were good.
They look fucking perfectly cast.
Yeah. Honestly, the two kids who, like, Finn was great.
Yeah.
But the two kids who I weren't familiar with, who kinda did the most for me in this movie, impressed me the most.
Yep.
Were Jeremy Ray Taylor, who played Ben.
Okay.
Jackson Robert Scott, who played Georgie, was great.
Yeah.
And Jack Dylan Grazer. Funny how I picked the three kids in this movie who, you know, had three names.
Yeah.
Who played Eddie.
Okay. It's
like, so, I don't feel like any of them were weak in this movie. It's just those are the three that I liked the best.
Well, honestly, I think those are well, not so much Georgie. Georgie's pretty minor, but Ben and Eddie have really fucking great backstories in the book, and Ben gets a lot of time in that book, and he is probably my favorite character, the one that I'm hoping they give the extra time to.
Yeah. Now, Jaden Lieberher, who played Bill.
Yeah.
I thought he was great. Like, he nailed the stutter and everything like that.
That was a question I had.
Was he going to stutter?
Did he do it well?
No, I thought he did it great.
Perfect.
I mean, maybe there was one or two characters I would have liked more of.
Okay.
But that wasn't enough to kind of tarnish the movie for me in any way.
Yeah. Let me see. What else did I have? Oh, the do they focus on the Barons much?
A bit, yeah.
Okay, because that's one thing I found about the book, that there's a lot of time spent in the Barons, and they kind of build the place up to be this great place. You know, this it's almost like the main setting of the novel. So I wasn't sure if they worked it in the same way or.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the main setting of the novel or of the movie by far.
Okay.
It's not the main setting.
No.
But it is referenced, talked about, and they do go there more than once.
Okay, well, that's fine. Do they use silver? The bike, Bill's bike.
Not a lot.
Okay.
They're kids in the 80s.
Yeah.
Their bikes are their main means of transportation.
Okay.
And there is one part where they do kind of zoom up on the side of the bike and highlights the word silver.
Okay.
But that's really all that they've done with that in this movie.
Well, they're paying homage to it anyway, you know.
Yeah.
What about the villains? The oh my God, Henry Bowers and Patrick Hockstetter. They how are those kids?
A couple of them are a little cheesy.
Okay.
But at one point they kind of get pretty terrifying.
Good. Honestly, in the book,
they're fucked.
In the book, I gotta say, like, they're they're probably on the level of Pennywise in terms of how evil they are. So I'm glad it gets to a terrifying place with them, because they're just as big villains in my mind.
Oh, they definitely hit that in this movie.
Awesome. I'm so fucking excited. Anything
Especially
else?
him.
Yeah, Henry's a fucking lunatic, right?
There's a few things Henry does in the movie where, like, Belch and the other guys are kind of like, yo, are you sure you should be doing this? And Henry's just kind of like, fuck off, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That sounds pretty accurate, yeah. Here's a question for you. I know you haven't read the book, you've seen this one, and you've seen the original, but the original is not really a great basis for it. But anybody come to mind in terms of casting for Chapter 2?
Ooh.
Like, I wasn't thinking we should do an official fan casting or anything like that, but I just didn't know if there was anyone that popped in your head or...
That is a good question.
There's a couple that I had in mind, but it was more so from reading the book. But that being said, they do match up pretty well with the actors. My favorite idea is that adult Richie should be played by Bill Hader.
By Bill Hader?
Bill fucking Hader.
I can see that, you know?
I feel like you can imagine Finn Wolfhard growing up into Bill Hader. And I mean, he's got the comedic chops for it already.
Yeah.
The other one I like is Jessica Chastain as Beverly.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, she's definitely got the acting chops for that, and actually she has a history working with the director, because he directed a movie called Mama a few years ago, which I didn't see.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Like, there was a couple of people that popped in my head, but I wasn't sure. I don't know. Like, I don't want to give too many spoilers here. It's not a big deal. I mean, the book's been out for fucking ever. But
when I think of an adult Eddie based on, like, the Eddie from this movie, for some reason Seth Green is coming to mind.
Okay, I can see that.
Because, I mean, Eddie's always, like, the smaller one in the group.
Yeah. Yes.
Seth Green is not a big guy.
No, he's not.
And, I mean, with the facial features, I can kind of see it.
Yeah, I can see that. Another one, Ben. I'm going to give a book spoiler here. If it's not really a spoiler, it's just something they didn't do in the Tim Curry version. Ben becomes a famous architect, which they did do, except he loses a ton of weight, and he's kind of like this lean guy who wears cowboy hats and goes to bars a lot. He's not the John Ritter partying type. He's a very quiet, like, he's Ben. He's the same self, but he's skinny. and somewhat redneck. Like he has a redneck sort of look, like a cowboy look. You know what I mean? So I like Ben Foster for that.
Okay.
Ben Foster, or I think Jeremy Renner maybe would work.
Say Jeremy Renner?
Yeah. Somebody like that, you know. But I based on how they casted this thing, they could cast a bunch of unknowns, and it could probably be fucking better than any of this.
Oh yeah.
Anything else you want to say about this movie?
I'm just thinking now who else I would see like playing the grown-up versions of these kids.
Oh, I'll tell you one. A guy who I think has similar facial features to the guy who plays Henry Bowers, and has a history of playing a psychopath. Michael C. Hall.
Yes.
Right?
Dexter.
I haven't watched that show in fucking ages.
Me either. I can kind of see Josh Radnor from How I Met Your Mother playing Stanley.
That's interesting. I want to know if Josh Radnor can handle serious acting, because I haven't, like, I don't know. Stan's story gets a little dark.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
For Mike, I'm kind of seeing what's his name? He's been in Star Wars.
Oh, John Boyega.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. I don't know if he's quite old enough, is he? Because there's
I'm not sure, but
they're supposed to be like movie
magic can do lots of things.
Yeah. I think they're supposed to be like mid to late 30s, maybe around 40 or so in the second half.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 27 years later.
Yeah, on 12-year-olds, yeah, so about 40.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they could do anything, really. They could change the time. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, really, just like a little bit of makeup can age them enough to play that.
Yep. Did they set up a second chapter?
Yes, and I don't want to give too many spoilers here.
Okay, that's fine.
They do allude to, like, well, they do say close to the end, like, you know, we make a pact if this thing ever comes back, like, we come back here and deal with it.
Yep. Perfect.
And that's very close to the end of the movie.
Okay.
And then right before the credits, screen goes black, and it just says "It" in the big red font that it's been having on all the posters and everything.
Yep.
And then it comes up on the screen, Chapter 1.
Nice. Okay. That's enough for me.
So, although, like, the previews, the commercials, the posters, everything like that did not say this is part 1 of anything, obviously if it says Chapter 1 at the end, there's going to be a second chapter.
Yep.
Because otherwise, why the fuck would they say that?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, it was great.
That's fucking awesome, and I really hope that I get a chance to see it while it's in theater.
Yeah, if not, I know you'll be watching it the first chance you get.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I do not mind saying right now that I will be illegally torrenting it if I have to. Come and get me. I'll pay the fines. Fuck it. If those actually exist. Fuck it, I don't know. Now, did you want to say anything else about it, or you want to move on to a couple other movie reviews?
I'm good on it as of right now, because this is really all I can say without, diving into spoilers.
Where would you, like, just quick, without really thinking too much about it, where would you put it on your movies of the year?
Movies of the year?
Yeah.
It's definitely top 3.
Cool. Awesome.
Maybe even... see, I don't know. I did really like Spider-Man.
Yeah. I still haven't seen fucking Spider-Man.
See, it's kind of one of those things where, like, I remember I really enjoyed Spider-Man, and I remember I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But in order for me to say which one I liked better for the year, like, it depends on my mood for the day, like, which movie I think was better.
It's hard too when you got movies that are such different genres.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Man was very, like, bright and uplifting and inspiring and, like, yeah, like, it was exciting.
Yeah.
And this movie was very dark and creepy and made you feel uneasy.
Of course, yeah.
So they kind of went for opposite ends of the spectrum. So if I had to say, like, right now, Spider-Man and It are probably my top 2 movies of the year so far.
Awesome.
And whichever one gets the upper hand just kind of depends on my mood at the moment.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
I've got 3 quick mini reviews, and you've got another one there too, right?
I've got one, yeah.
Yeah. I'll just quickly spit mine out. It'll only be a minute. I don't know if you've seen either of these. Actually, the first 2 are Netflix originals.
Okay.
The first one, I didn't even finish, was the Death Note live-action movie they did.
Okay, why didn't you finish it? Because it was bad, or...?
It was bad.
The only thing I know about this, because I've never watched the anime, I just know that Willem Dafoe was cast in it, and I looked at the character he's doing, and I was like, well, that just even fucking looks like Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. Like, I will say, the one plus side is I did like Willem Dafoe as Ryuk.
Yeah.
But, now, I haven't seen any of the anime. I've only read the manga. I've read the first, 3 or 4 volumes?
Okay.
And I gotta say, I do think that Death Note has one of the fucking coolest stories. Like, just based on the base idea alone. Quickly to sum it up, there are these death gods of some sort called the Shinigami. I mean, I could be butchering the story here. They're called the Shinigami. They're Japanese death gods. Basically, they're chaotic neutral. They don't really care what happens one way or another. And they have these death notes where it's a notebook, you write someone's name in it, and they die.
Okay.
This particular one, Ryuk, decides to... I'm not sure if he loses it or if he decides to throw it away on Earth. It's found by high school student Light Yagami. I might have fucked up his name there. His name is definitely Light. And he starts writing names in it of, like, petty criminals and guys that the cops can't find and stuff like that. It tries to make the world a better place. And that's basically it. This teenager has a book where he can write someone's name in it and they die. And he can write the time of death, the way, the how they die, etc. And his dad is a cop. They're trying to catch him. It's a really, really fucking cool story. The manga is amazing, and I'm gonna watch the anime soon. But they fucked this up so bad. Like, for starters, it takes place in the U.S. It's still a Japanese death god named Ryuk, but for some reason it's in the U.S. and it's some fucking moron named Light Turner, which doesn't make, it's not even anything. I don't know, man. There's Willem Dafoe does a good job. Everything else is garbage.
Wow.
And like there's a guy and I actually like his acting. What the fuck's his name? Lakeith Stanfield. He was in Atlanta and he played the character in Get Out, the brainwashed guy who's at the garden party.
Yes.
That guy. That actor. He plays like a major character in this, and it's just not good. It's just like there's nothing good about this at all. Like I couldn't, like I got halfway through it and I sat down, I was gonna finish it, and I was like, you know what? I could watch something good instead, because this is not getting better.
Yeah.
So fuck it. Second one I watched was another Netflix original called Little Evil.
I haven't seen that yet either.
That was pretty fucking fun, you know? It's made by the same guy.
Yeah, I kind of saw it as a spoof of The Omen.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And
I'll definitely have to check that out.
It's made by the same guy who created what's that movie called? Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Okay.
Which I fucking love that movie. I think Tucker and Dale.
Hard on for Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But Tucker and Dale versus Evil, I think, is one of the best horror comedies ever made.
Yeah.
Funny as shit, right? It's not that level of funny, but it's a funny movie. I don't really have any complaints about Little Evil. The guy starred in Adam Scott, I believe, from Parks and Recreation. Yeah. Good job. I mean, there's a couple funny parts. It's even when you're not laughing, you're interested in where it's gonna go story wise. And there's a fun little cameo, Tyler Labine, the other guy from Tucker and Dale. I remember him best from fucking Breaker High.
Breaker High.
Yeah, you remember that? Played like
yep, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling, and I think he played his sidekick Jimmy or something like that.
Yep.
I used to watch Breaker High a lot. But yeah, Little Evil, I recommend it. It was fun. And the only movie I've seen in theaters this year, Baby Driver.
Yes.
Easily my favorite movie of the year. So far. I mean, I haven't seen your two favorite movies of the year yet, but Baby Driver, and it's an Edgar Wright movie, and Edgar Wright has never made a movie I didn't love, so Shaun of the Dead being my favorite, of course. Great soundtrack, great car chases. I've never given a fucking goddamn about a car chase in a movie in my life, and this thing had me on the edge of my seat watching these car chases.
Nice.
The kid is a getaway driver named Baby. The story, honestly, is not that great of a story, but it doesn't matter because the dialogue is so fun. The jokes are great.
I've got to ask.
What?
Did anyone put him in a corner?
Maybe. Actually, I think at one point he might be. I never even thought about that. I'm gonna watch for that next time. Baby may or may not get put in a corner.
Nobody puts Baby in a corner.
The cast is fun. You got Kevin Spacey, John Hamm is fucking great. Jamie Foxx is in this thing. Flea makes an appearance at one point.
Nice.
But like the whole thing is, it's basically a musical in how much they played to the soundtrack. The soundtrack is basically going in every fucking scene, and it is so good.
Nice.
And the car chases are all very synced up to the music. Because that's how he drives. That's how he's so good. He has like a song for everything. And he drives while listening to music in little earbuds. And apparently the reasoning that he gives later on is that he was in a car accident as a kid, and he got severe tinnitus from the accident, so he plays his music so loud to drown out the ringing.
Okay.
Anyway, my movie of the year. It's not going to be everybody's movie of the year, but fuck, I loved it. Now,
cool.
You got one more.
Yes, the Hitman's Bodyguard.
Yes.
This movie, I mean, it wasn't the best movie of the year.
No.
It was what I expected it to be.
Okay.
Which, it was a good movie. I very much enjoyed it.
It looks funny as shit.
Oh, it was funny. It had over-the-top action. It's basically what I said I thought this movie looked like. It was over-the-top action, big explosions, lots of motherfuckers. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm definitely gonna watch that one when I get a chance.
Yeah, you should. Like, Ryan Reynolds, always funny.
Yeah.
There were some action sequences that looked like they were straight out of a Bond film.
Nice.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson was great in it, as I expected. Few people that I didn't know were in this movie. Gary Oldman.
Really?
Yeah. Gary Oldman played a villain.
Of course, yeah.
And, I mean, when is Gary Oldman not fantastic?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Salma Hayek was in it.
Nice. I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, no, she was funny as shit.
Yeah?
She was hilarious. Elodie Young from Defenders and Daredevil was in it.
Oh, shit, nice.
Yeah, Elektra. She was good. There was one guy who played one of the villains. The actor's name is, and I'm probably going to butcher this, Yuri Klokolnikov.
Okay.
Soviet-born actor.
Yep.
He was in Game of Thrones, but I've never seen a single episode of it. He played Steer, something, I don't fucking know. He looks like it was some kind of monster thing.
Okay. What'd you say?
It's spelled S-T-Y-R. Is the character he plays in Game of Thrones.
Okay, I don't recall that. I mean, you're probably right, but Game of Thrones has so many fucking characters, I don't know who that is.
The picture I saw, he just looked like a fucking frost giant from fucking Thor.
Okay.
Well, either way, this guy, someone I've never seen before, never heard of before, but I thought he played a great villain. Like, he was, like, the muscle to the main villain.
Yep.
And, like, at one point, Gary Oldman's character says, like, if God wants someone dead, he sends Ivan.
Nice.
Being this guy's character. And I was like, this guy could play some great villains in other movies, too. He could play, like, this guy seems like he might be able to play, like, someone in maybe the MCU. Maybe not, like, a lead, maybe not, like, an Avenger or someone like that, but, like, someone who would, you know, do some damage in a decent fight scene, maybe as one of, like, Thanos' underlings or something like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. I mean, he is Soviet-born, so, I mean, that whole Doom thing that we were talking about, maybe he'd be good for as Doom or as one of Doom's, you know, number 2 or number 3 guys.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah. Either way,
Yeah.
I thought this guy was a good villain. He was great in a lot of the action sequences, and I'd like to see him in more shit.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I have one piece of news, not geek related, but I thought it would be a fun way to just send off the episode.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Of course, there's a lot of shit going down in the States right now. Hurricane after hurricane. Nothing good is coming out of that, except a bunch of musicians have gotten together, and they have made a compilation album called Dog Songs. They're all songs about fictional dogs from pop culture, and the entire thing is up for sale on Bandcamp. All proceeds are going to the SPCA, specifically for dogs affected by Hurricane Harvey.
Wow.
And I mean, there's a song about Moose from Frasier. There's a song about Santa's Little Helper. Mark Hoppus is in there. He's got a song on there.
Sweet.
And someone even wrote a song about Carrie Fisher and her dog Gary.
Wow.
Which I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet, but I mean, it's a bit of fun for a good cause, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love dogs, I love music, and, you know, I mean, who could say no to a good cause?
Exactly. I'm not sure if any of that got picked up. There might have been a bit of background noise there. So yeah, like, I mean, obviously nothing good has come out of this, but there's a bit of fun for a good cause there. And I mean, if you don't feel like buying the album, you can go donate somewhere else. There's so many people in need down there right now.
Oh yeah, there's so many ways to donate money, clothes, like all kinds of stuff.
But I mean, if you're gonna donate money anyway, why not get a fun album about dogs?
Yeah, you might as well.
I'm definitely gonna go give it a listen anyway. I probably will buy it. I mean, it's $8 on Bandcamp. I mean, you can barely get a meal for that these days.
Yeah.
You know what? That is not the only news we're gonna end on. There's something else that we haven't talked about yet, and we should end this on Geek News. Can we talk for a second about what a fucking shit show the DC Extended Universe is right now?
Okay.
Because, like, granted, I watched Wonder Woman. I thought Wonder Woman was great. Justice League looks good, but it seems like every second day they're like, no, this is our next movie. No, we're doing this one instead. I mean, they've said Suicide Squad 2. They've said Gotham City Sirens. They've said a Joker and Harley Quinn movie now, apparently. And now they're talking about a Joker Origins movie.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
They are. Like, just make up your fucking minds.
I was so excited for Justice League. And I still am, but the thing is, where DC's constantly just like, this is what we're doing. No, this is what we're doing. No, we're going to go over there. No, we're going this way now.
Yeah, and
like it's very distracting, and it kind of kills the hype for these movies for me, which is why I'm so much more excited for Thor now than I was for Justice League.
Yeah.
Like, when we did the top 5, Justice League was my number one, like, thing that I was looking most forward to this year.
Yep.
And as of right now, I keep having to Google it to remember when it's coming out, because I'm just like not that stoked on it anymore, because DC is just kind of yanking my chain left, right, and center, and I'm just kind of like, just give me a fucking movie.
Yeah.
I'll go watch it, and then leave me the fuck alone.
And, like, who's Batman anymore? Is Ben Affleck gonna be Batman after Justice League? He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. I don't fucking know anymore. I will say, as much as we don't really need any more Joker, and they've talked about like 4 or 5 upcoming movies with him in it. The idea of have you heard the rumors about like who's making
Leo?
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio as Joker in a fucking Martin Scorsese Joker origin movie.
I mean, that does sound fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Marvel's been more straight shooting with what they're giving us.
Yeah.
And DC lately has just been like that couple on social media who break up every other week and then they're back together and you're the love of my life, I could never do anything without you, and 2 days later she's a whore and you hate her and you're broken up again, and 3 days later you're back together posting selfies like hashtag my whole world.
See, the difference is those couples are 2 people. DC is just fucking like they say one thing and everyone's like, okay, sure, and they're like, no, never mind. It's more like I don't know. It's more like some crackhead who just keeps spitting off nonsense.
It's like that guy you see like asking for change on the side of the road, who's just like spouting nonsense and yelling things and conspiracy theories and.
I don't know.
Ugh.
Like, just announce a fucking movie and make the fucking movie.
Yeah, announce a movie, then make the movie, give us the movie, and take our money. Instead of announcing a movie and then not making... Like, fuck's sakes, how long have they confirmed that The Rock is playing Black Adam now, and we still don't have any concrete updates, just like rumors and short lists for who's playing Shazam, no other information?
But the thing is, they said he's not even going to be in the Shazam movie.
Yeah, he's just Black Adam.
He's going to get his own fucking movie. Like, why would you announce The Rock as Black Adam that far in advance and then not put him in the fucking Shazam movie?
He is the Shazam villain.
And not only that, but Dwayne Johnson's the one that's going to sell tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as rumors go, did we not predict the idea of John Cena as Shazam?
We did.
As a joke, not even as an actual prediction, as a one-off. And he's apparently a front runner. I forget the other.
How long have we been here? Even though Black Adam is not supposed to be like The Rock is not going to be in the Shazam movie, but that's been confirmed for like 2 years now.
Yep.
And we still are only hearing rumors of front runners for who's going to play Shazam.
Even though that movie's supposed
who the fuck knows who Black Adam is besides Shazam fans? If you know who Black Adam is and you don't know who Shazam is, who the fuck are you?
I have no idea. I don't know, man.
Oh my god.
Do you think, here's a question for you. Do you think DC's ever going to try and get in on the R-rated superhero movies?
I mean, I'd like to see it, because some Batman stories are dark as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd like to see it, but I don't know if they ever will.
Here's my pitch. An R-rated Aquaman.
Ooh.
The story being... I mean, let's be real here. Aquaman has... he's a man of the sea. I don't really know why all the stories revolve around him saving the fucking humans. So what if he finds out about the seafood industry and just goes on a fucking John Wick fucking rampage, like walking into Red Lobsters and just murdering the fuck out of everybody? Like, I'm talking Logan style tridents through heads and shit. No?
Yeah.
I'd be down.
So basically, he would be like Sea Shepherd working for PETA?
I mean, when you put it like that, it doesn't sound quite as cool.
Yeah.
Put it more as fucking Jason Momoa brutally murdering anyone who eats fish. He doesn't have to be preachy about it.
But then, how much of that would be labeled as vegan propaganda?
Yeah. God damn it. You're ruining all my good ideas.
What do I do?
Oh my. Well,
like, as much as I would love to see Aquaman fucking wrecking people, like, I don't know. I think it could be done. I think if they just did, like, the Aquaman movie and had him fighting, like, Black Manta or Prince Orm or someone like that.
Black Manta
underwater,
is the villain.
What?
Black Manta is the villain in the Aquaman movie.
Yeah, like, there's plenty of ways to get an R rating undersea with that thing. Like, if they went the route of, like, the Justice League Unlimited, where Aquaman has, like, a hook for a hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they could do it so they show him losing a limb.
Shit, what about Justice League Dark?
There you go.
That could be the R-rated,
like,
yeah.
If they make Justice League Dark and it's not R-rated, then I think they failed.
Yeah, there's a market for it right now that they could be hopping on.
Yep.
I mean, Logan and Deadpool show that, but
they're just hopped up on pills, like,
they really are.
Hop on any bandwagon. Like, Jesus Christ, they're all over the place.
They're throwing so much information at us that they're killing the marketing for their own movies. Like, I mean, who's been talking about Justice League? They've been talking about Joker origin story movie. They've been talking about Joker Harley Quinn movie. They've been talking about DC's new slate with a Flashpoint movie. Shazam is going to be next. They've been talking about all this shit, but nobody's been talking about Justice League.
No, exactly.
And all the fucking fuss about the Batman solo movie and Ben Affleck being an in and out and the director and the writer and, like, I don't know, man. They gotta fucking just come up with a plan and fucking stick to it.
Yeah, they're fucking all over the place and I hate it.
Yeah, and, like, I had ideas planned where, I don't know, let's cast characters from the upcoming DC movies, or on today's episode we talk about the newly announced DC. Like, it changes by the time you even get around to fucking recording. So this is all we can do is talk about what a fucking shit show it is, and by the time we release the fucking episode, there's 3 or 4 more movies announced. So,
pretty much, yeah.
That being said, I really do hope that Justice League is as good as it looked. I hope that Aquaman is as good as I want it to be. I hope they get their shit together.
I hope so.
Man, maybe they'll make every fucking one of these movies. I'll watch them.
Maybe they'll just cast, WWE stars for everything. The Justice League, starring Kane.
Kane as Martian Manhunter.
There you go.
And Shawn the Heartbreak Kid Michaels as Wonder Woman.
Oh my god. That's too good.
Fuck. Well, anything else?
I'm just watching a preview for The Cult of Chucky on my phone.
Oh yeah, how's that look?
After the Curse of Chucky, I'm kind of skeptical, but I mean, I'm gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah. That's how they get you. They'll make these movies and we complain about them, but we're like, we'll be there anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I believe that is all the time we have for today.
You mean there's no lightning round?
What's the name of the fucking... Is it Lightning Round on Family Feud? Is that what they call it?
I don't fucking know.
You know what I'm talking about.
Fast money.
Fast money. There we go. Big bucks, no whammies. Wrong show. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in.
We surveyed 2 nerds and asked them what we want DC to start doing. Survey says, stop dicking us around. Ugh.
Yeah. In our fucking dreams.
Yeah, really though.
You know what though? All this bullshit is still fucking better than the fucking Green Lantern movie.
Yup.
You know what? Even if they don't make any more movies and they just start announcing a bunch of bullshit every fucking day, I will still take that over that goddamn movie.
Yeah, I rewatched that recently.
Yeah?
Just to see, like, if it was really as bad as I remembered. It was.
Yeah, yep. You know what's funny? I was going to say this when we were talking about Hitman's Bodyguard. Before Deadpool, I did not like Ryan Reynolds whatsoever.
I did.
Like
I liked him in Waiting. I liked him in Blade Trinity. There were a few rom-coms that he was in that I was like, yeah, this dude's pretty funny. Green Lantern, not so much.
No. Honestly, though, he was...
Blade Trinity, he was good. Waiting, he was good. Just Friends, he was good.
He was one of those actors for me that I would avoid movies because he was in it. He annoyed me that much.
You know what? He was one of the redeeming parts of Wolverine Origins, I thought.
Agree to disagree. But, and ever since Deadpool...
Okay. If Ryan Reynolds is not one of the highlights of that turd of a movie, what is?
Liev Schreiber.
Well, yeah, he's the best part of that movie.
But I was gonna say, ever since Deadpool, I'm actually I see a movie with Ryan Reynolds in it, and I'm like, oh hey, I'll watch that if he's in it. Like, that movie did a complete 180 for me.
There was a movie too, him and Denzel Washington, Safe House, I think.
Oh yeah, how's that?
That was actually pretty good.
Cool. I never did check that one out.
And wasn't he in Smokin' Aces too?
Oh yes, he was. You're right. Okay, I liked Smokin' Aces.
Smokin' Aces was fantastic.
It was.
There's a second Smokin' Aces that I haven't watched yet because I'm so skeptical.
Yeah, that one really did seem like the one shot sort of thing.
Yeah, and it did well, and I think that the second one is just kind of like, well, if we can redo it and get just as much hype, but not have any of the big names we had in the first one.
That has a fucking great cast.
Chris Pine, Andy Garcia, Ben Affleck, Kevin Durant's in it.
Yes, Kevin Durant. That's the one I was thinking. Shit.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys is in that. You're right.
Taraji Henson.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Jeremy Piven. Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta.
Tommy Flanagan. Man, that.
Tommy Flanagan's in it.
Jason Bateman's in that.
Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, man, that movie is fucking. Oh yeah, Common's in that movie.
So he is, yeah.
That movie's fucking stacked. I haven't seen that in a while. I should probably rewatch it.
I watched it again probably 3 months ago.
Nice.
And it holds up.
Smoking aces. Yeah.
Smoking aces.
Fuck. It's been a while. On that note,
yeah.
I think I think Smoking Aces is a good way to end this one.
Yep.
So thanks everybody for tuning in, and thank you for your patience. I mean, it was only 1 week off, but still, you know, we have a schedule. We like to stick to it. We weren't planning on the break, but you know, it is what it is.
It was a vacation.
Yeah, we took a week off from a hobby that is completely of our own choice.
Yep.
Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Of course, you can check out other episodes of Jedi Dropouts at www.jedidropouts.podbean.com, on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, and now on Google Play.
Woo!
It took a fucking while to get on there, and I had given up hope, and then a listener of ours, one of our more dedicated listeners actually, Mitchell, told me he hadn't caught up because he was having so much trouble with the Podbean app, and he preferred Google Play. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure this shit out, and I did. Took a bit of work, I got it going, and hey, now we're on there, and now we can have all of our fans can be listening every week, and that's great. Plus, it's a really fucking cool platform. Like, I have used Google Play for podcasts in the past. It's got a really good user. It's a very user friendly layout, I gotta say.
Yeah.
You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or you can just follow us.
Snapchat.
You can just follow us around. Like, if you see us somewhere, you don't actually have to say hi. You can just follow us. Stalkers would add a layer of fame to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can follow us in the figurative sense of clicking a follow button, or you can literally follow us around in our day-to-day lives.
You can come to my birthday party.
Oh yeah, your birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
In like what, a week or two or something?
Start playing shows again. You could come check out my band.
When's your birthday again? It's this month. I know that. My
birthday is Hobbit Day.
Hobbit Day?
Hobbit Day.
Oh fuck, man! Don't put me on the spot here.
It's a national holiday in New Zealand.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Nice.
Hobbit Day. It's a real thing.
Cool.
Because at the beginning of The Hobbit, when it's Frodo and Bilbo's birthday, it says the date of their birthday, which is actually my birthday as well.
Nice.
And because of that, they made it a national holiday in New Zealand.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's sad that I know nothing about New Zealand outside of Lord of the Rings.
Woo. All I know about New Zealand is that and like the scattered UFC fighter.
Oh, and Flight of the Conchords.
See, I'm not even familiar with them.
They're funny, you know. Anyway, we'll be back.
Wrapping up the episode.
Yeah, we'll be back again next week. I'm not sure what we'll be doing yet. We'll figure that out. We've got a couple ideas in the pipe, and in a couple of weeks,
there's a couple fan castings I'd like to work on.
Yes, that would be fun. We haven't done a fan casting in a while. We should do one of those. Actually,
yeah, let's do that.
Actually, our last episode that we released was a fan casting. It wasn't our last one we recorded though. The Fantastic Four. Oh well, we'll do another one of those.
Yeah, I like doing those.
But coming up soon, prepare yourselves. October we're gonna do an entire month of horror.
Oh shit! So we are.
Yeah. So that's like, well, there's enough room for 5 episodes, but hopefully that 5th episode is gonna be a Stranger Things review.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So we will get 4 horror-themed episodes in there.
I'm gonna start binge watching some horror movies.
Yeah, for sure. We'll cement what we're doing there exactly, and I mean, I use the entire month of October as an excuse to watch as much horror as possible.
Fuck yeah!
I don't know why, but as soon as October comes around, obviously it's got to do with Halloween, and it's this stupid thing because nothing changes. But I'm just in such.
Well, I mean, it gets darker earlier.
Yeah.
And it's so much more fun to watch horror movies when it's dark out.
It is. When I was living in St. John's in my early 20s, I decided to watch a bunch of horror that I had never seen, like classics. And at the time, I was living in an apartment building. We had this big, like, 10-foot ceiling basement, all cement walls, and all we had down there was a couch. So I went down there, shut off all the lights by myself, and watched, that was the first time I watched Scream. That was the first time I watched Jaws. And I think there was another, like Let the Right One In.
Ooh.
It was fucking creepy as shit, but it was fun.
Let the Right One In. Is that vampires?
Yeah, I forget which one, because there's the original foreign one with the subtitles, and there's the English remake. Let the Right One In and Let Me In.
Okay.
They're both terrifying. They're both fucking awesome movies. Usually when they do the remake, one of them ends up being shitty, but they're both fucking great.
Awesome.
Anyway, that's like the 3rd tangent since we actually tried to sign off. Thank you for dropping by.
And drop out to store and buy me some chocolate croissants.
Oh, fuck no, I want pastries.
You're welcome.
Okay, later.
Peace out.